I guess maybe. I guess like if I don't even know what you would do here.
The God of Thunder finally has the ability to help his team. Thor got a new buff in season 3.5. Bruh! This is one of the biggest and most hype buffs I've seen so far for the God of Thunder because we can finally have agency to help our teammates out. One of the biggest problems with Thor the entire time has always been the fact that he is just this selfish ass guy who can only provide agency in a lot of people's eyes through just fragging out. But with this now, let's actually just go into what the buffs actually are. Here we go. So Thor has now gained a fixed 1 Thor force upon exiting the Awakening Rune awakened state. So essentially, the last time we saw Thor, a little buff on him, was season 3. And we saw a little beta test, or a little like test build, where Thor canceled the awakening when that was presented to us. And immediately afterwards, he just got a Thor force back. It just boom appeared like that. It was just like, cancel the awakening, boom, fly away with Storm Surge. You could do whatever you wanted. But we saw with the actual awakening cancel being released that that's not the case at all. When you cancel awakening, you still have to go over to an enemy, bop on the head, and then there you go. Now you can fly away. With this change, it's going to be insane. It's going to give you so much more agency to just fly in, pop your awakening, and then escape whenever you want to. A lot of players were left in this awkward ass state where they originally thought, okay, well, what's the point of this awakening cancel? Like, what's the point of it? I remember watching Borger's video and he went over and was trying to showcase, okay, here's the Thor change, here's what you can do. But then he was canceling the awakening and it wasn't giving him a Thor force back, and he was like, wait, so I guess you can cancel the awakening.
Boom, 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 boom. The thing is, you don't have any Thor force afterwards, which is a bit annoying, but I guess maybe. I guess like if I don't even know what you would do here because you don't have any Thor force after.
Even he kind of knows it is pretty awkward for the average player who's playing Thor. But now, in my opinion, this change is going to be huge for just a normal person who wants to pick up Thor. It's going to be huge. It's going to be way more intuitive as well. It's just about those quick effects that make the character a lot more smooth. And for new players, instead of having to explain to them, okay, cancel the awakening and now you can walk over to an enemy, use your little Thor force passive and bop an enemy on the head, get a Thor force back, and then fly away. Now it's kind of just like, okay, yeah, you can cancel the awakening, the move that kind of keeps you in the most damaging state, and then if you want to get away, boom, just fly away. But now, for the cherry on top, what I was talking about, we're helping your teammates out. Lightning Realm, new effect. Enemies leaving its boundary are grounded for 2 seconds, restricting aerial abilities. Basically, the thing's right click, or the thing's secondary punch if you're on console. Essentially, it's not going to be a earthbound effect where if a Psylocke jumps out of your Lightning Realm, she's going to just sit there at the end of it. Or like a Thor, if he flies out of the bubble, he's not just going to stop there like an earthbound effect, but it's going to make it so if Thor flies out of your bubble, he can't use his Storm Surge for, well, I guess he's already can't use a Storm Surge for 2 seconds anyways, but I mean, for like Black Panther, for Psylocke, she can't just dash out of it, or for, I guess, even Johnny too. If Johnny flies out of it, he's gonna start flying down and he can't just dash away from you. It's the same thing for Storms, Iron Man, any of those flying characters, Ultron. If they fly out of it, they're just gonna come down and boom, there you go. That's in itself gonna give you a lot more ways to just say, hey guys, shoot the Johnny in the air. Yo guys, shoot the Iron Man in the air. You can actually call out these enemies, and instead of just being this 40% slow where it's, oh, well, they're kind of slowed, they're actually gonna be grounded. They're actually gonna be flying down to us. Look at them, look at them. You can get that ground ability off really easily. All of us Thor players know how smooth it feels to Lightning Realm flyers in the air already. All of us know, like, if you hit your Storm Surge or you don't, you still fly over to an enemy, pop your Lightning Realm, they're slowed, pop your ultimate. If they have no healers around them, usually that damage in itself is enough to kill the flyers, but now it's an actual effect where you can say, yo guys, look at the enemy, I can fly over to them and I can have more effect on the game. That's actually all we really want. We just want to have more effect on the game. Now, we are seeing some new changes. I don't want to go over every single character. Obviously, if you want to see the Groot and the Mag or the Doctor Strange change, go watch a Borger or Space or a Groot player. I'm going to go over now the Iron Fist changes though, because that's a character who can 1v1 Thor, and the 1v1 is pretty skillful. It's not a 1v1 that's like, okay, well, Iron Fist just pops his ability, then jumps away. No, if Iron Fist parries better than Thor, you can get screwed over, and vice versa. If Iron Fist messes up his parry and Thor can wait on it, or holds on it, or doesn't use one of his spells, saves the awakening, yeah, Iron Fist will almost always lose. But now with this, having Iron Fist percent health damage increased to 2.7, obviously Thor is the lowest HP tank out of the entire lineup or the entire pool, but still, having more max HP is going to help Iron Fist in the end. I still do believe that Thor is going to have the upper hand here as long as you're waiting out the small effects from Iron Fist, and even so, the fact that you can now just cancel the awakening, you don't have to go through the animation of a primary attack, or if they're next to you or they're away from you, you don't have to just make sure you always have that primary attack to go off. You can just jump away, get yourself in the better position. I do feel like you're going to counter Iron Fist pretty hard, and that's going to lead me now to Blade, obviously one of the biggest ones of the field because he's a new character coming out. I am super super excited for the new players to be playing Blade and for him to be coming out. I think that Thor will have the upper hand on Blade. I feel like he's going to be one of those characters who wants to find off angles, who wants to try to flank the backline or take 1v1s. And with that, you can surprise them pretty easily if they're trying to find an off angle on your Star-Lord or on your backline. His escapes are nowhere near as good as a Star-Lord or a Psylocke, so you can just hunt his ass down, especially if you can win the 1v1 effectively. I don't know how it's going to go, though. I do think that Blade can fight back, so if you are ever caught lacking or you ever caught just kind of trying to fly over to him and just, oh, well, I could beat his ass, I think that Blade can maybe have the upper hand on you with his parry. We'll have to see how much lifesteal he has. We'll have to see how much effect that takes in whenever you're 1v1ing the character, but hopefully we do have the upper hand. At the end of the day, if he does take the battle to us in the range form with his gun, we can always just cancel the awakening or pop the awakening and fight him there. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think Thor's going to excel against Blade. I think it's going to be way better for us. And even the ultimate animation he goes through, I know he is invulnerable, so maybe he can use that as an escape, or maybe he can use that to just outplay you at the end. Just, okay, panic ultimate like a Phoenix. But from the trailer, it looked like he can kind of kill his ass while he's ulting. He was sort of sitting there, and in the trailer, he's in his ultimate, but it looks like the Punisher is missing him, or I don't know. I think it's just honestly just common NetEase effect, where the same thing as the Thor video, they showcase how they want to see Thor being played, and he walks over to a Groot, hits him 4 times, nobody walls him off, and nobody shoots him the entire time, so it's probably just one of those special NetEase effects where they want the character to look really broken. I don't actually know, though. I think it should be the upper hand for Thor at the end of the day, though. It's probably going to be some unstoppable effect where you can't push him out of his ultimate, but you can just kind of bump into him and then pop the awakening and just... That's how I envision the 1v1 going. Either way, though, I do honestly feel like NetEase is going to keep buffing Thor randomly. They're just going to give him these random ass buffs where everything that ends up being in his kit in like season 10 is what Thor should have started out with. It's going to be like, obviously now he has a grounding effect to his lightning realm, but I can see a day and age where they just add a shield to his lightning realm, or they make the cooldown even shorter, or they make it so he can knock enemies into the wall like Emma Frost can, kind of like Poppy from League of Legends, or like Doomfist. I'm pretty sure the reason that Thor didn't have that effect is because Doomfist existed. If Thor would have been able to knock enemies into the wall and stun them, then it would have just literally been, okay, well, this character is actually just Doomfist, but maybe as the game progresses down the line, people start to forget that Doomfist even exists, and then NetEase eventually adds the knockback effect where you can hit enemies into the wall and stun them. We'll see. I don't know. Either way, I'm not going to bring this video into a negative Nancy. What do I want to see from Thor? What buffs do I want to see from Thor? Buff Thor even more. It's hype that we're even seeing any love, and hopefully more favorite streamers start playing the character so then he gets some more love. I doubt it, because at the end of the day, there's so many characters who do Thor's job just better, and for some reason NetEase has a character that exists like Emma Frost, where her awakening state, quote-unquote awakening state, her diamond form, is just better than every melee character in the entire game. Yeah, I don't know. Hopefully, if they want to do this thing where they want to make every single character just good at everything, then Thor gets the love that every single other tank has, where it's, sure, give Thor a freaking shield like Hulk has, or sure, give Thor invulnerability in some state. Either way, hope you guys enjoy Thor in Season 3.5, and any new players who are hoping to pick up Thor, I do think that if you want to pick him up, try him out in Season 3.5. I think it's going to be some of the smoothest gameplay you've ever seen from Thor as a character, period. If you ever picked him up and you were like, damn, this just feels way too complicated for me, having to deal with this Thor Force crap and replenishing it, and then I can't use an ability afterwards, and I'm stuck in this state for 5 seconds. Yeah. Now, you should feel pretty smooth just coming to this character and picking him up. It's very self-explanatory. Enter the awakening state if you want to do damage. If you don't, cancel it. If you want to get away, run away. Boom, there it is. You don't have to do any of this mumbo jumbo, cancel awakening, go over to an enemy, bop on the nose. Positioning on this character is pretty simplistic now. It really is. It went from a character who was stuck in the awakening state for 5 seconds and you had to make sure that nobody was around you for 5 whole seconds before pressing the button, to now you can literally take any skirmish against a Psylocke or a Star-Lord, walk over to them, pop your awakening. If they get the upper hand on you and dash away, you can cancel it, follow them, dash into them, and then they're going to be grounded from your awakening, or from your lightning realm. It's like, it's going to be insane for 1v1s, 100%. If anyone ever has the upper hand or they dash away from you, you can just cancel awakening and follow them afterward. It's going to be crazy. Thor is going to be a very good 1v1er against duelists, and I can see a world where if some duelist player gets shit on badly by somebody in scrims, bro, Thor gets picked up out of nowhere from the top ropes and is just being played constantly in like a triple tank GOATS lineup. Hopefully, some teams are gonna give him a chance and give it a try, because I can see you shit on Psylocke very easily with this. I really can. If you get your lightning realm off on her and she's forced to use her dash, the only escape she has is her invisibility. Sit there for 2 seconds and then wait the ground out and just jump away. That can happen. But still, if you're forcing a Psylocke to get out every single time, and Psylocke's invisibility is 15 seconds, so as long as you're always just looking for Psylocke then in that nature, then you can just have her number every single time. She's gonna be doing a lot of damage to you. The fact is, you can get over to her way easier now, and if you cancel your awakening, you're not just caught out with your pants down, she's away from you and kiting you the entire time. It actually gives you agency. You can double dash on her. This is hype. This is really hype. This is good for the character. I like the buffs a lot. Obviously, we're used to complaining about buffs. We're used to complaining about things in this game. I'm not complaining at all. This is actually very hype. I'm really excited for Thor in 3.5. I've gotten used to the awakening playstyle, and I'm excited they're bringing even more things to this playstyle to solidify the fact that they actually have a playstyle for her, the character, as opposed to just this limbo-ass character who is just stuck there. Season 4, hopefully a BC-ass team up with Luna Snow, Magneto, or just make it hype. Just make it hype. I don't care. If it's not going to be with somebody meta, just make it hype then. Thor tosses Hulk the hammer. Hulk charges in. Dish. Starts smacking them bitches around. Thor just enters the awakening state the entire time. Boom, boom. Just awakens the entire time while Hulk's going in there beast mode with the Mjolnir. I don't know. Just give him a hype-ass team up. Bro, give me someone to duo with. Mark Deasy, Y. Andrew, bad GD player, bruh. Team captain, give me a team up where I can duel with these beasts, bruh, please. Thank you for the team-oriented buff. I appreciate that. Your local Thor, signing out. Peace.